All right, here we have the glass food storage set. We have 24 pieces. This is from FineDine. Let's jump into the box and see what we have. All right, so we've got our first layer of containers. Again, these are all glass with a plastic top. They are airtight. They have these little clips along the side to make sure you have a nice clean connection here. Let's pull off the plastic on the lid so we can get a clear look at it. Transparent plastic. It's got a rubber seal here to create that airtight connection with the glass. The glass has kind of a flat rim along the top. This goes on here like so. And you flip down the corners. All right, so this one is a square container. We have this one, which is a bit more elongated, a small rectangle. And we have the small round container here as well. Pop that plastic off. All right, let's take a look under this layer, see what the next round looks like. All right, our next layer brings us to some larger containers. These are round. We've got a couple nested inside each other, so let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. We'll take the lid off. There is one inside, and I'm just gonna compare these to the first round one that we unpacked. It is in fact the same, so far we have two this size, and then we've stepped up to this larger round container. All right, to the right of this larger container here, we have one that is slightly smaller. So far we're dealing with three sizes of the round containers. You can see like so. The smallest, medium, and wouldn't quite say large, but slightly larger than this one. Down in the next layer, we have another rectangle shaped container. Comparing that to the earlier one, you can see the variation in size here. Next, we have a couple nested containers here as well. These are square. All right, so on this layer, we have two of the square containers. Comparing those with the earlier square container, I believe the top one is in fact the same size as the earlier one. So we have two at this size and then a larger square container as well. Here we are at the bottom of the box. I'm gonna pull these out, get the box out of the way so we can see how we're wrapping this up. All right, so we're down to our final containers here. Looks like we have some more rectangular ones. Pop the top off of there, take the inside one out. I believe this puts us at another bigger size. That is in fact the largest size of the rectangle containers as well. So we actually have three different sizes of the rectangle ones, again with the same top, and we have one more of the square containers, which is now a third size on those. See, that's the square, all nested. Now, with the round ones, we have an extra of the small size, and the square ones, we also have two of the small as well. If you remove those two, you can actually store these nested, put the biggest of the containers on, and then you have them stored airtight so nothing gets in there. Same with the round. Like so. So then you have a collection of these, at least, that are protected. Then it just makes them a little bit easier to store. Just to give you an idea of how much space these take up with all of their lids. You see I have these stacked here, have the lids flat on the top. That gives you an idea of how much space they're going to take up. And then we have these additional ones as well, but they do stack pretty well, like so. So you can get in and get to them. And like I said, stacking them like this keeps the ones in there protected, free from dust, etc. So this is the complete set. These are thermal shock resistant, which means you can put them from the freezer straight into the oven and then onto your table. And just to note, the containers are in fact glass. The lids are plastic. So you want to make sure before you put anything into the oven that you remove the lid. The lids are for storage purposes only, and then you can in fact put the actual glass container in the oven. There are 24 glass food storage containers. These are airtight. They have that gasket and seal and these clips to make sure everything is locked in and secure.